So the Logitech Brio, and I've got it right here, big on the screen, and it physically in my hand, just to give you a sense of scale. This is how big this webcam is. And you can actually take the base off of it. You see the base right below the Brio here. You can actually take the base off of it, and you can mount it on any number of webcam mounts or tripods. I've currently got mine on top of my screen right in front of me, but it's actually a teeny tiny webcam. And so this webcam actually goes up to 4K video, which is really, really cool. And it does 1080p 60 FPS, which gives it really nice flexibility in my opinion. And I think that overall, it's the second best webcam on planet Earth right now. I've recommended this to hundreds of my clients who have been satisfied with it, and it's so light and tiny, and you can pop the base off of it. It actually makes for a great camera that you could put behind you for an alternate shot or on top of you for a top-down shot because of the 90-degree angle lens on this thing, the glass lens on this camera. So just go ahead and take a look at it with me right now, and here it is. Here's the shot. As you can see, that's ultra wide angle, right? You see how wide the angle is? I'm only at arm's length away. It shows so much of the space behind me with that glass lens. And this is something that you guys should be considering. You can bring this camera even closer to yourself. I can get even closer like this. And as you can see, the detail significantly increases when I get closer to the camera, which is nice. But a huge consideration, if you only pay attention to one thing that I tell you during this live stream, it's that you have to have a software-based solution to go along with the hardware, okay? So if you want your Brio to look great, or you want any other webcam that you're purchasing to look great, you need to research whether that particular webcam has a piece of software that you can control it with. So let me attempt, this is a very technically complicated stream, okay? I'm gonna show you the Logitech Brio software while I have the Brio going in real time. Let's see if it worked. I set the scene up. Yes, it worked. All right, beautiful. So here is the software for the Logitech Brio right here. And I'm gonna adjust it in real time so you can see the effect on the camera in a moment. But this software allows you to change every single setting that you could imagine with the camera, all built in, and this comes for free with the actual camera. So you can change the zoom, the focus, the exposure on the camera, even the field of view. I'll show you how all of this looks. And you can add video filters here within the software that apply to every version of the Logitech Brio that you end up doing along the way. And so what this can do for you is make it so that whether you're on a Zoom call, whether you're in OBS, whether you're in XSplit, whether you're recording a webinar, whether you're doing your podcast, your settings are always the same across all of those, and you can change them kind of universally across the board for everything. G-Hub software makes that possible for every Logitech webcam, but the Brio in particular has the most settings, namely because of the field of view settings over there that you see. I wanted to show you the software first so that you can actually see what it is, because I'm going to actually manipulate it in real time so you can see the impact on the image with the Brio, okay? This camera is way underrated, and I think it's actually underpriced. You might be thinking that I'm crazy for saying that. You might think that, I don't know, maybe I'm surprising you with that one. I think it's actually underpriced for the quality and the control that you get with this camera. So let me go to the Brio itself, and I'm going to show you what adjusting these settings in real time actually looks like and the sort of impact that can have on you. So, for example, you can do digital zoom like this. So you can digitally zoom in and punch in on one part of the image if you want at any time. Generally speaking, though, you're going to want to keep it wide like this so that you can capture the entire space, and then in your broadcast you can crop in a part. But also the software has a field of view function. So the Brio has a 90-degree field of view because of the glass lens on the Brio, right? And so what does that mean? Right now I'm at 90 degrees. If I go to 78, it punches in tighter. Maybe that's what you want it to look like on your Zoom call. Maybe that's what you want to look like permanently all the time. Could get rid of a bunch of junk in the background. The Brio makes that possible. And then you can also even do tighter than that, 65-degree angle on the lens, and it just punches it in even further. You see how this shot's a little cleaner? If I move the camera up, it would actually be close to the shot I might want for all of my broadcasts. Now, another thing to keep in mind, exposure is a huge, huge, huge pain in the butt when it comes to webcams. Seriously, when it comes to webcams, it's a huge pain in the butt. And so what the software, I currently have exposure on auto. Watch what happens when I turn it off. So your exposure, a lot of webcams, you plug them in and they look like this. They look like crap. They're overexposed and there's nothing you can do about it. But the Logitech G-Hub software allows you to, and I'm controlling this in real time as you see, bring the exposure down to the right level so it actually looks proper for your shot, which is really cool. It also has HDR. I turn HDR off, I turn it on. Doesn't seem to make much of a difference. The last thing I want to tell you about is if you want to change your brightness, make your shot a little brighter like this, add a little contrast if you want to, add a little sharpness, you can do all of that. And it's got auto white balance. You see how the white balance is off in my shot right now? But the auto white balance makes it so that the white balance on this particular camera, the Logitech Brio, is spot on with auto. This has been the camera I have recommended to the most people over the years. Over $150,000 worth of this camera have actually been sold through me recommending it to people over time. Logitech doesn't pay me any money to talk about their camera. I just freaking love it.